Well, first of all, just really proud of our team. It was a great effort. I've been coaching here 11 years now. It's one of the best defensive efforts I think we've had in a long time. Sarah Williams is one of the best players in the country. And we went out to try and kind of take her out of the game, and we did. I thought the game plan was well put together by the coaches, and then the players went out and did an awesome job. I mean, she's getting 19 and 12, and she ends up with the 3 points. But I think just as important is she didn't get a single offensive rebound. So great credit to all of our players, especially our inside players. And and I thought offensively the only thing I'd say is maybe the last quarter we just kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit, but credit Wisconsin, they kept fighting. But all in all, it was a really good effort, good game.
Amina in particular, doing it on both ends. She had 10 points in the first half and obviously was instrumental in stopping Williams. What can you say about her effort today? Yeah,
it was great. And she had a tough road trip, and to see her come back the way she did, she's a competitor and a veteran, and so she found a way and got us kind of started early, which was great. But her effort defensively was tremendous. I mean, that's one of the best players that we'll have in here. That's a first-round draft pick at some point, and I'm not sure what year she is. I think she's got another year left, but she is really, really good, and collectively we did a nice job on her.
Peyton, how awesome is it to be able to slide other players into that, and how do you feel about that depth of this team?
Well, we lead the Big Ten in bench points, about 32 a night. So we're capable of withstanding an injury. Obviously, you never want one. Peyton's been our leading scorer, I think, up until. She's been our leading scorer, and it's just nice to know that you have somebody like Nani Falatea that can go in, and I thought Katie Fiso came in and played well. I've always been a believer that, in the short-term, injuries don't really hurt you. In the long term, they do, because you're without a really good player. But I think it's just human nature in the short term for people to step up and just do a little bit more and feel like they're the ones that can help, and I think they did today.
Do you have an update on Peyton?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. It's a knee issue, but we'll wait and see. I think the training staff, everybody's confident that at some point she'll be back, but I don't think it's anything long term.
You talked about the defense, but offensively, it must be nice to see kind of all three layers of the offensive scheme. In the paint, the mid range, and the three really working tonight against a really good team in Wisconsin.
Really good team, yeah. We shot the three well. We haven't shot it at that percentage in a while. That was nice to see. We hit our free throws. We had good inside-outside balance in the 2-point game as well. So, just a pretty good, solid effort. That's 2 in a row now we've put together. We played similarly up at Northwestern.
Katie a little bit. It felt like early on, watching her from at least my vantage point, it felt like sometimes she was still getting accustomed to the play, but it feels like now she's really starting to feel like she's understanding everything. What did you see from her tonight? Because early on, it felt like she was just firing. Yeah,
Katie's coming on. I think she's earned the extra time she's getting, and she's doing it in practice. And I think we're just starting to see what she's capable of doing. And I think just as she gets more and more confident, she needs to put on a little weight and some strength. She can have some of mine. I've got plenty to give her. She did a really nice job tonight. Moment wasn't too big for her, and she looked like she really belonged.
What do you make of the way this team is, developed defensively this year? Obviously, from the start of the year, they were a team that liked to hustle, get after it defensively. But how have you seen them develop?
I think they're really starting to trust each other. People forget we have 9, 10 new players. And so we're still in kind of just starting to be the middle of the season, and so it takes some time. And I think they're just developing a nice trust together. They're starting to buy into what we're asking them to do. And seriously, Jairus, Jody, this was Jody Berry's scout. She nailed it. Jairus has kind of taken over our defense. Lisa, Trey, they've all done an awesome job, and they put together a really good game plan, and then our players went out and really executed it. And that shows a high level of thinking, high level of buy-in, and then that just reinforces. So now the next time we hey, we're going to game plan a little bit differently for this crew, it will, they have confidence that, hey, we can do this.
That just how how impressive is it that you haven't seen, the past 3 teams that you faced? You've never seen them kind of before. I mean, I think the last time you faced Wisconsin was like 2009.
And we won't see him until 2026.
Yeah.
So.
And so how impressive is it that obviously you guys have a lot of new players, but in terms of you as a staff, you haven't seen a lot of these teams that you're about to face. How important is that to have that skill to go out and execute the game plan when you're facing a new opponent?
Yeah, well, it's always tough, when you go against a coach, let's say like Coach Vanderveer, who I coached against for 25 years. You kind of know they play the same way. Yeah, this is all new, but, we collectively probably watched every game that they've played this year. We end up, knowing them, and they know us about as well as you can. So, but yeah, I think that's what's going to make this a really fun season. We're going into new environments. I'd never been to Illinois before. I'd never played at Northwestern like we did last week. And now we got to go to Penn State and Ohio State and actually, we won a buzzer game at Ohio State way back when. But, yeah, I think that's kind of fun.
Is it nice not having to worry about Tara anymore?
Well, I still worry about her. I just not as a coach, not on the other sideline. But I know she's looking from a distance going, yeah, I'm kind of glad I made the decision I did. Because I know she's up at her lake house and just enjoying life.
Just wondering, Eliza, just some of her playmaking ability, does she sometimes surprise you? I mean, I swear, some of the plays she does, I'm like, how does she do that? Is she still surprising you some of these games with the plays she makes?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. She reminds me of Maite Cazorla. They play at a different rhythm. I don't know if it's a European thing, but it's just different. You're not used to it. You're not used to seeing the way that kind of she moves and plays, and they're both equally great defensive players. And yeah, she does it every day in practice. She's a little Energizer bunny. I mean, she really never takes a play off, a practice off, a drill off. It's kind of who she is.
I know you've got a long way to go with this season, but have you noticed any big differences between the 3 legacy Big Ten teams you played and maybe some of the Pac-12 teams you played last year?
Well, the 3 teams from the 4 teams came in from Pac-12 were all playing pretty well, especially those 2 in SoCal. I honestly, like the point was made earlier, we're playing new people, so that's where all my focus is. I really haven't had a chance to, watch the rest. To be honest with you, we don't play Washington for another month and a half, I don't think. So, yeah, my attention's to the next opponent, and Penn State's going to be really good. I've never been to State College in my life. I've been to a lot of places in this country, but I've never been to State College, so I'm looking forward to it.